What we're describing in this series of films is an interlinked process, and the 14th of our 16 key factors, picture building, provides the means to bring everything together. It's important to first see everything on its own. You have to be able to identify what's what, facing reality, using an evidence-based approach. This is how you gather together the basic building blocks of knowledge. So, to pick a relevant example, our 16 key factors are the individual components of capability. And capability is necessary if you want to significantly change your life, to be the best you can be. I've previously made clear that one or more of these key factors can be used on their own, still adding increased benefit, albeit less than the maximum. Although this is not what I'd advise. They're most effective when used in combination, as a whole process. Knowledge isn't the same as wisdom or practical competence. Linking or picture building is the ability to combine the parts together. It's seeing how everything fits as one. This is how you achieve wisdom or competence. Let me be very clear at this early stage that there is a danger of both mislinking and overlinking. You can jump to wrong conclusions, making up a fantasy idea or some imagined pseudo-reality. So linking on its own can go awry, like the spirit of an adventurer when taken to extremes. But used correctly, integrated with our other key factors, this picture building ability is an absolutely essential skill. Linking is akin to fitting all the pieces of a jigsaw puzzle together, building a picture. It's the opposite of avoidance. There's a deliberate intention to join up all of the relevant dots. The practical effect of this connectivity is greater capability. Neuroscience has given us sufficient knowledge to confirm that pattern recognition and association are both useful. And the more we do it, the easier it becomes, as in neurons that fire together wire together. Not everything you've learnt is desirable or correct. So quite a bit of unlearning is required, and we'll be specifically looking at unlearning and letting go in a future film. You need to go back to the start. You can then examine and analyse individual pieces of the jigsaw puzzle of life, working out which bits are relevant to now focus on, assigning an appropriate level of priority. You work out how and where everything fits into the bigger picture. This ability to group bits of knowledge together has advantages when it comes to maximising both short-term and long-term memory. Chunking information together allows much more data to be taken on board and utilised. This is an important part of enabling deeper expertise. In terms of our 16 key factors, linking allows you to increasingly understand how they all beneficially interact and work together. Yes, you first need to know the individual components really well, but you can also think in terms of a coherent process to follow and apply. Chunking and linking are closely connected, and for practical purposes, you can effectively think of them as being much the same. If you haven't already guessed this, linking is also essential for mapping and working on the avoidance syndrome. Remember, our process is a dual framework approach. You have to tie everything together into a coherent whole. Never forget that misplaced emotional defensiveness will frustrate your intention to change. Understand it in detail. Be ready for when it pounces or sneaks in, so you won't be caught out. Knowledge is power. You need to see everything that's relevant, the essential components, yes, but also what fucks you up. Early on, when you're still figuring out your behavioural patterns and social conditioning, spider diagrams can be helpful. Get yourself a large piece of paper. Start with one particular issue and write this down in the centre. You then add related matters around this starting point, branching out further and further. It can help you work out connections, good and bad, allowing your inquiry to penetrate, link and integrate. New insights of how bits fit together can deepen understanding, also enhancing future recall. It's important to see consequences, cause and effect, and to understand how reactions can easily happen, as different from a deliberate proactive choice or decision. The greater and clearer your understanding, the better. The next bit of this film touches on how we can use linking, together with another key factor, inquiry, to penetrate a deeper aspect of shifting from selfishness to non-selfishness. And the scope for misunderstanding massively increases as soon as I bring this matter up. It can easily be misinterpreted on a sterile philosophical level, or just dismissed as idealistic nonsense. Anyway, those are a few words of warning. There's a lie or delusion of separateness. It's at the root of the current ubiquitous me first or me and mine psychology, selfishness, that's completely normalised. It's taught by everyone and learnt by everyone. It's almost never challenged or questioned, apart from by philosophers, and most of them are stuck in their intellectual heads, lacking real connection with the world. Everyone's a unique individual, albeit with undeveloped potential. But it's a misleading assumption to think this means we're separate. We're actually not, despite all of the me evidence to the contrary. How we act is a matter of social conditioning. Monkey do what monkey see. It's learnt behaviour, and so can be changed. Additionally, the choice of paradigm is crucial. Not that there's much of a choice, because almost always there's only one thing on offer, selfishness, which doesn't actually add up to a choice. As we're still an emerging intelligent species, limited, we only know what we know. There's more to unravel and know. Our individuality, different physical bodies, and the essential basics of survival of the fittest are additional factors which have combined and got us to this point. As our psychology developed, it was predictable that we fell into the assumption that we're separate. Unpleasant behaviour from some or most of those around us added fuel to the fire, and the avoidance syndrome of psychological defensiveness built up, further confirming this belief in separateness. But what happens if it's actually an elaborate illusion that everyone is inadvertently created by ignorance, subsequently confirmed by heaps of evidence? What if we're not separate, but instead all intrinsically connected? Does hitting out at others, either through bitching and moaning or with some kind of a weapon, with the intention to lash back and hurt, really achieve anything worthwhile? Okay, you might feel emotionally better, somehow vindicated, but it doesn't make you or anyone else a better person. At best, you're responding to a shit set of circumstances, such as being pulled into a war between countries, or a dispute with neighbours, or a falling out with family members. Nobody really wins. It's just perpetual madness. Instead, we could each learn to become incredibly capable, linking everyone and everything together, ultimately bursting the lie or bubble of selfishness. Life could be truly wonderful if everyone bothered to be the best they could be. And when I say this, you can sod off if you think I'm in any way being fluffy, unrealistic, or some iffy new age dreamer, because I'm absolutely not. Non-selfishness is undoubtedly the next step in human evolution. A mature psychology that's much, much better than what's on offer at the moment. And anyone who's had a oneness experience knows this potential is real and available, even if they've struggled to get back to what they've briefly glimpsed. The problem is a lack of awareness that there is a choice. There's insufficient precise knowledge, excluding our pioneering work, of course, because we do know that there's a much better alternative to selfishness, including the educational process or route to get there. And currently, there's also insufficient role models to demonstrate to others what's achievable. Anyway, we've taken a huge leap forward here. For now, that's enough. I'll see you again soon.